Life and school are backwards because in school, you get the lesson and then take the test. But in life, you get the test and then decide whether or not you're going to take the lesson. When you have no choice, when you push through it, when you step into that thing and you experience it and you grow in resilience, sometimes you surprise yourself at how strong you are. Recently, I made a classic parent mistake that actually turned into a life lesson that at first she was afraid of. At first, she couldn't stand. At first, she was running away, screaming and crying. After she experienced it, she grew in resilience and realized how strong and how capable and how powerful she was. She is now literally taunting me to try her with the thing that used to scare her. Does anybody have any children? Any children? Okay. All right, I have two children, a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old, Niall and Joelle. And recently I made a classic parent mistake that actually turned into a life lesson, which most mistakes do, right? They say that life and school are backwards because in school, you get the lesson and then take the test. But in life, you get the test and then decide whether or not you're going to take the lesson. So I got the lesson in this. I was really big on making sure that my children brushed their teeth twice a day. I grew up like that. You know, I feel like it's really important to make sure that you have good oral hygiene. So my children brush their teeth twice a day. Now, in doing so, sometimes you're going to run out of some toothpaste. Okay? So we ran out of the bluey toothpaste that my children love so much. And they had to use the Aquafresh that my wife and I use. Now to them, they don't like the Aquafresh. They call it the spicy toothpaste. They don't like to use the spicy toothpaste. But we had no option. You have to brush your teeth twice a day. We ran out of bluey toothpaste. Here we go. Here's the spicy toothpaste. Now I'm brushing their teeth. And they're getting so frustrated. They're like, Dad, I don't like it, stop. No, they're crying, like, please stop. I don't want to brush my teeth. They're running away from me. I'm got to chase around them around the house. And I'm going to be honest, it was about 3 to 9 days before I bought some more toothpaste. So for over a week, morning and night, is this hassle of getting them to use the spicy toothpaste. My son, oh my goodness, he couldn't stand it. Every day, Dad, no, why? My daughter, she complained, she fussed. But after 9 days, when I went back to the grocery store and I got the toothpaste that they liked, the bluey toothpaste, I brought it, put it in their bathroom, and it was bedtime. I said, all right, kids, let's go brush our teeth. My son, Joelle, oh my gosh, he was super excited. Bluey! Yeah! Like, he was excited he had his bluey toothpaste back. Brushed his teeth, he was good to go off to bed. My daughter, when she came in, she did something interesting. I grabbed the bluey toothpaste and she said, Dad, I bet you I can use the spicy toothpaste. I was like, no, you don't have to use the spicy toothpaste. We've got bluey back now. Go ahead, you can just use the bluey toothpaste. She was like, no, Dad, I bet you I can use the spicy toothpaste without even making a face. So now I'm thrown off a little bit. Because this was the exact thing that she was whining and crying about. No, please stop. Now she's literally taunting me to test her with the spicy toothpaste. So I'm like, baby, you don't need to use the spicy toothpaste. I got bluey for you. You're good. And she said, watch, Dad, I can handle it. I got that spicy toothpaste. I put it on her toothbrush. I started brushing the teeth, and she just sat there with a straight face, getting the toothbrush. At the end of it, she said, see, Dad, I told you I could handle it. And I think it's so interesting that the very thing that at first she was afraid of, at first she couldn't stand, at first she was running away, screaming and crying. After she experienced it, she grew in resilience and realized how strong and how capable and how powerful she was. She is now literally taunting me to try her with the thing that used to scare her. And what I need you to understand is that there are some things that you are afraid of right now. Some things that you are looking at and it's daunting to you. You're thinking about differentiation and you're like, my goodness, I've got to differentiate for all the different levels of students in my class. You're thinking about classroom management and you're like, I don't want to get on the phone and call parents. Can I just send them a text? You're thinking about the way that AI is taking things over and technology is overwhelming. And you're like, listen, I've been doing this for 34 years. I'm not trying to learn something new. And there's something that is standing in front of you, and you are just like my daughter was. You're squinching up. You're trying to run away from it. You're crying. Some of you are literally crying in your car. It's like, no, please, no, AI, stop. Right? Some of you. But how many of us realize that just like my daughter, when you have no choice, when you push through it, when you step into that thing and you experience it and you grow in resilience, sometimes you surprise yourself at how strong you are. I read a quote recently that said, fear is experienced when you fail to realize that you've been stronger through worse. And how many of us know that you've been stronger through some pretty tough things? When you were in college, you didn't know how you were going to make it through with all those different assignments that you had to do at 11:59 p.m., but somehow you got it done. You had a class that you didn't know how you were going to pass, but somehow you worked it out. When you started teaching, you didn't know how you were going to get in there and also be able to afford daycare for your children, but somehow you made it happen. Like, there's been a lot of things in your life that you didn't know how you were going to figure it out until you were in the midst of it. And once you went through it, you experienced how strong, how capable, and how powerful you were. And what I need you to understand is to remind yourself of those moments. Remind yourself of those times. I don't know what you're facing right now. I don't know what you're afraid of right now. I don't know what's standing in your way, but I do know that you can handle it. I do know that you're capable. I do know that you can figure it out. I don't know how you're going to figure it out. I don't know what you're going to do to figure it out. I don't know when it's going to start making sense, but I know that you are capable. I know you can handle it. Just like my daughter. Listen, she didn't think she could handle it until she experienced it. And then she walked around saying, do it, Dad. Do it. Do it, huh? Give me the spicy toothpaste. Give me the spicy toothpaste. And how many of us are willing to take on the spicy toothpaste? You got spicy toothpaste in your future, spicy toothpaste in your life right now, and you're saying to yourself, I don't know if I can handle it. I don't know if I can do this. But the fact of the matter is you can. You are smart, brilliant, capable. And the way that I know that is because you've been through some things in the past. You've experienced some things before. You've gone through tough times. And nobody wants to go through tough times. Nobody wants to have to go through it. Nobody wants to have to experience it. But the reality is you did it. You did it. You made it. And the fact that you made it is just proof that it's possible. And when something is possible, I just like to say that if it's possible, you are capable. You've proven to yourself how capable you are in the past. You've proven to yourself how many things that you can do. You've proven to yourself that when you find yourself up against a challenge, you can overcome it. And this spicy toothpaste that you're facing right now is no different. You can handle it. Whatever the it is, you can handle it. I don't know how, I don't know when, I don't know where, I don't know what you're gonna have to do, but I know that you are strong enough to handle this thing. So what I need you to do as a result of listening to this talk right here, the action step that I need you to take is to jot down some of the toughest challenges you had to overcome in your life. And I'm not saying that just to say it. I want you to actually do this. And I want you to reach out to me. Maybe you can send me a message on Instagram. And I'm not saying that you have to tell me exactly what you went through, but after you do this activity, I want you to tell me how you're feeling and what you notice. When you sit down and reflect and you remind yourself of the tough challenge you went through in high school. You remind yourself of the family situation you had to figure out how to overcome. You remind yourself of the financial burden that you had to figure out how you're going to work it out. You remind yourself of the time that you got let go or laid off or told no, and somehow you had to overcome and figure it out and you made things work. I want you to remind yourself of the tough things that you've experienced in your life. Jot down 5 to 7. And then at the bottom of that paper, just write these few words: proof that it's possible. Proof that it's possible. Because if you look at that paper and remind yourself of all the things that you were able to do, you're proving that it is possible to overcome these things. And if it is possible, you are capable. You've got this, and I've got you. I help new teachers become the teachers they've always wanted to be and make the impact our students deserve. Because I've been there. I know what it's like to struggle, to feel like I'm not enough, but I also know what's on the other side: excitement, fulfillment, and the ability to change lives. Every great teacher was once a new teacher, and new teachers are often excited and eager and anxious, but a lot of times new teachers lack the foundational skills of effective instruction. Every teacher that I work with, I carry them through this journey, helping them master the principles of effective instruction so that they know how capable they are. I can't wait to see these teachers enact their 1% amazing and make the difference that only they can. If you would like for your school district to be empowered as well, you can click the link down below and our team will reach out to you.